you get started. Just leave me off the screen. I'll come right back on.
Come on to learn and grow. Welcome to the Village Talk Show. Come on to learn and grow. Welcome to the Village Talk Show. We discuss what people need to know, empowering them to learn and grow. We discuss what people need to know, empowering them to learn and grow. Give praises to Jehovah, from whom all blessing and knowledge will flow. Blessing and knowledge will flow. The Village Talk Show, dedicating to empowering the community to live a healthy, safe, and financially capable life, helping each one of us in realizing our dream at any age, any point, starting from today, day. Success. Come on to learn and grow. Welcome to the Village Talk Show. Come on to learn and grow. Welcome to the Village Talk Show. We discuss what people need to know, empowering them to learn and grow. We discuss what people need to know, empowering them to learn and grow. Success is not spoken, it is done. Success is done. Come on now. The Village Talk Show. Talk Show. The Village Talk Show.
Andre, you're on the screen.
Good evening. Welcome to another week of the Village. Welcome, villagers. My name is Andre Doman.
And welcome. I am studio. Had to take my son to his baseball game. All right. What's going on?
Flip your phone. Your phone up is like sideways. Roderick, your phone.
Yeah, I'm trying to adjust it. How about now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
All right. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for joining us right here on the Village Radio Talk Show. I am your host, Roderick Daly. Joining me on screen is our executive producer, Andre Doman. And, we are really excited to be back on air. We've taken a couple weeks off for the month of July, and I know that there are a couple more days that we probably be off, so everybody gets time to spend a little time with their family, their friends, although the news continues. So thank you for watching, viewing, sharing, participating on the Village Radio Talk Show, where we are dedicated to empowering the community to live a healthy, safe, and financially capable life through education, helping each one of us in realizing our dreams at any age, at any point, starting from today, where success is not just spoken, it is done. What are you doing to be successful? Our hostess, Dr. Joanne Bryant, is unfortunately one of our friends, and I use the word family, friends, mother had passed away. So we're doing multiple duties out there to support our friends and family when in the time of tragedy. And our co-host John hopefully will be able to join us today. I know that he has also been busy doing some PD stuff as it relates to work. So, and make sure to say what's up to Sophia before I even get started. I know, hello everyone. Looking forward to getting to the studio to get back to you. Andre, how you doing? How's your summer going?
Summer has been smooth. Really trying to take as much at a time to focus on personal goals. Those are the things, and try to explore because when school year starts, it's back in the grind. Still gonna be taking time though, but you know, summer we got that time, so we're just spending time with family, friends. Those are those are good.
Andre, I heard that you got married. Is that true? Because I wasn't invited. I just wanna.
What?
I heard you got married. I heard you got married. Didn't you hear that too? That you got married?
Married to who?
To your work. You got married to your work.
Yeah.
I'm just putting it out there, you know, all the ladies out there. He's not married yet. He's only married to his work.
Oh my
How was
God.
it? You took a trip. Was it vacation or business? How was that?
Yeah, vacation. Did a vacation. Well, the trip to Texas was more so school stuff, right? So that was good. I went to Bermuda, went to Colombia with my homies them. So that was definitely good.
How long you spent in Colombia?
It was about what, 3 days? About 3 days, 4 days.
Oh
You
man,
know.
dude, you didn't go to Colombia, man. You had a layover in Colombia.
Huh?
You had a layover in Colombia. The flight was longer than the stay.
I mean, no, it was good though. It was good because you know this was the guys' trip. Really, it was my homies. We hadn't done something in a long time, so you know went, had some good time. Really, you know, food, explore the place. You know, so I mean that was definitely great.
You know, one of the things I heard about Colombia is that it's not that expensive over there. Is there any truth to that? Like, would you recommend that people just think about going there because it's not expensive, or like, tell us about it. I've never been. I was supposed to go in
Definitely,
2022, and then I got COVID when I was on my way.
it's definitely not that expensive, really. Um, you know, so there was a place it's called Cartagena, but I didn't go that place because it was my brethren's birthday. So he had choose a place. He had been there before, and then he wanted to go again. So we ended up going to Medellin.
Right.
We did like tour to Guadalupe. It wasn't really like a lot of things that we got done there, but you know, the birthday thing for him. So it was like, all right, then let's go hang out there and really kind of just enjoy the place. He'd been there before, and then Monday wanna have the little fun and things. So, so you know, enough said. You know, so I mean, you know,
Okay.
he do a thing, and you know, it was good. It was just good, really spending time. I really kind of enjoy yeah, enjoy the time there. What else? I mean, as far as expense go, it's not expensive there. You know, so there's that
So,
right.
would you recommend that to like a family or a couple who want to go on vacation inexpensive? How about, did you ever feel like you were not okay? Like,
You
you don't
know,
you don't
that
speak
was
great Spanish or anything like that? Did you have that fear? And was
it,
that fear materialized in any way?
it's interesting though because one of the things that I've always seen is people will say something through the media, this dangerous place and everything. Like even when I was telling one of my homies that I was going, the man just sent me a article about some dude that got killed there, and there's context too because the assumption. But when you go away, you want to know where to go and where not to go, and that also involves you kind of connecting with locals there, traveling with groups, and just of course make sure you do like little research about the place before you go, so you kind of understand what's going on. And then now I was brushing up on my Spanish too, so when we got there, speak a little bit of Spanish to people there as well. You just want to be aware. Just be aware of your surroundings. So I didn't feel like it was dangerous or anything like that. Especially like it was, we always say like make sure that it's not just one person going anywhere. If we're going out, at least two or three. So it was good. It was good. I didn't feel unsafe.
Got you. I mean, that makes perfect sense. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I remember when I was studying in Spain years ago.
Mm.
Wow, my newsfeed just told me that an actor Anthony Scavio was 39. He fell off a balcony and has died.
An actor.
Literally just came. Yeah, Anthony Scavio, Schiavo, 39 years old. It's very tragic to his family. You know,
Oh,
it
Tommy
literally just came in.
Tommy
Huh?
Chavo. Tommy Chavo.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. That
I thought it
says
was
that
Anthony
happened 2 days
Frank.
ago.
Huh?
I think this happened. Says I think it's 2 days ago.
Um,
I mean, yeah. Oh well, no, I saw 7 hours ago, so I guess yeah, recent. But then no, yeah, no, this was like 2 days ago.
okay. It just came on my newsfeed.
Yeah.
Um, I was saying that in 1994, when I was studying at the University of Barcelona, it's around the time that Tupac Shakur had gotten shot the first time in Manhattan. Um, and the headline read, "Can't walk the streets of New York,"
Yeah.
and so a lot of people who knew I was from the United States and that I was from New York, because I gotten very friendly with a few people over the time that I was there, over the short time that I was there at the time. Oh, that's what I was saying. New York is so dangerous. You know, America's dangerous, all this crime. And I'm like, guys, I am from New York. I live in New York. And I'm right here. You're telling me this, making the assumption that it's dangerous and stuff. And it really isn't. It's not anywhere more dangerous than anywhere else in the world if you go in the wrong place. Like you become too adventurous.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for example, when I was in the same Spain, if I went to La Ramblas de Catalunya, right, or Diagonal at certain times of the day and night, all of the negative people, the malfeasance, come out at night in certain
Right.
areas. So you had to, like you said, go in groups. And so I had my homegirl Jane with me, Tamara, uh, um, Tom, and Brian, and a few others. Christina. We all hung out at the same time, and we were chilling when we went to clubs. We went to clubs together. We went home together. Everybody made sure everybody was in a cab together. All those kind of things. So, like you say, scary. Yes, is one thing, and it can be, but you also have to be cognizant of what you're doing, not to let negative things happen. So that's very, very important. I went to Thailand. So I went to Thailand after the 4th of July.
Oh yeah. What was
And
that?
it was different. I was expecting a lot more racism than I had encountered. I did encounter some in Bangkok, not too much. The more racism, more like the more stare. But what I found is that around the world, when it comes to blacks, it's more a conversation around curiosity. Like,
Yeah. Certain.
that's what it was about. Like, I went to go get the massage, and I was playing some Pandora, some tunes, while I was doing the getting the massage, and I was waiting for my boys to come back out, because it was like 3 of us boys went in to go get the massage. It was really good massage, really inexpensive. It was we paid 300. The money's called bahts. So we paid 300 bahts for the massage, and so 300 bahts is like 36 to 1. So it's less than $6, or right around, no, what I'm saying, I'm sorry. Yeah, right around $3 for the massage. 10 times 36 is 360. So a little bit less than $3 I paid for a half an hour massage. Right? And I mean, she did really good. But then I was playing the music, and she was so interested in the music. She's like, tell me about it. It sounds good. And she was trying to download it, but it didn't allow Pandora in Thailand, so she had to listen to it on YouTube.
So flip the camera a little bit.
Right. So they had to do it on YouTube, and it was fine. I mean, she was listening to the music and introduced her to Bob.
It was
good.
To the point of curiosity too, and this is something that I think even so fascinating with those who live in America. Sometimes it's hard to recognize the privilege that we have here, because even when I was in Colombia, me and my guys were on the road, checking out places and everything. This was in the nightlife, and these guys come up to us. And when my homie was recording certain things, and they come up to, of course, they got the beatbox, and they start going, I got, and they were just dropping some curses, but they were rapping, trying to rap. And I'm gonna send the video to you. It's what do you call it? Language is too much to put on here, but you could see the excitement and hear the excitement in when they were singing, and my homie was recording them, and man, it's like these guys felt like they were about to get their breakout. Right? You can see how much this idea that America is opportunity, and if someone from America is here and I can really connect with them, that's it. I'm ready to get there. I just gotta show them something, and boom. So that was fascinating, and I've seen that even going back home, going different places, you see people have that excitement. Even people come here for the first time, like their mind is just like, this is opportunity. They don't realize even how much people who already live here for a long period of time have to work. Not to say that we don't have better opportunities here, because some people don't even have to work here and they're still making, and that's sad. Some people don't necessarily go out and work so hard, but people generally, you have to work hard here to also make it. But compared to back home, definitely still better in terms of opportunity.
I'm passing by where Dr. Bryant is, by the funeral home where she is. Right by the house. Yeah, but it's true. Like a lot of times people see us. I tell people all the time, it's like the media representation of the prowess of the United States is real. Like people have certain expectation of the United States that we hear like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
But they see it, they see it on the media, and then they act on it, right? Not realizing that it really isn't what you see on the media. It isn't any of that. But I talk about, and I ask you this question about vacation because I want our listeners and our audience to know that you should get out and experience. The biggest thing about Thailand, right? Where am I? The biggest thing about Thailand was the expense to get there. All right, the expense to get there. So if you're going to Thailand, I wouldn't suggest that you go there. You make sure you go there and you don't stay in the hotel. Right? The hotel we stayed at Pullman Panwa, because we flew into Phuket, and then we flew from Phuket. On the Monday we flew to Bangkok. So that flight was really inexpensive for a day flight. did something called a bus restaurant. Then we did a city tour in the bus restaurant of Bangkok, and then we did a foot tour to go to the jewelry shops and those kind of things in Bangkok. And then, like, and then, we did different things. Like the group did whatever they wanted to do. So some people went and they played with the elephants. They baked the elephants. Some people went and played they played with the tigers and the lions. I wasn't doing any of that because I don't love animals like that to go play with them. Not that I don't love animals, but I'm not there to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that issue within itself was a wee bit of a difference, right? And then we saw something beautiful, dude. We saw, like, where we stayed at low tides, the ocean at low tides, the beach receded, so it went back on. You could have walked on water for about 800-900 meters.
Really?
Literally walk on water, because the beach receded all the way back, and you were able to walk all the way back on the beach.
Wow. So wait, how that recede in itself, like, does
Well,
it come back?
I didn't catch it while it was receding. I just saw it at some point. I saw it at some point when I got there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we got there like about 5:30 in the afternoon, to look at it, because we were told that this would happen. So we went outside about 5:30 in the afternoon to see this in action, right? To see this in action, and then so that was excellent. And then, like, the next day, it's on my Facebook page. For those of you who are on my Facebook page, you could see both, right? See when the ocean, when the beach receded, and when it was a normal beach. So I didn't put up both pictures. I mean, I did put up both pictures on Facebook. But, like, so that was cool. The Buddhist temple was awesome too. One thing I would not recommend, I never recommend it, by the way. When you go to resorts, when you go travel, don't do full meals, because then that means that you're not really going to the place, you're just flying out, if that makes sense. Like, if I'm going to Jamaica and if I'm going to Jamaica and I'm doing a full meal plan, you're tempted not to leave the compound.
Right.
So I say to people, try to do the like, maybe breakfast and dinner.
Right.
Not the whole shebang, right? Not the whole meals, because then you're forced. One, you're gonna feel, I already paid for this dinner, so why should I leave, right? Why should I cost myself additional money, right? Or, like at the hotel, because it's so cheap, they were pretty much nickel and diamond.
Yeah, so I guess just being mindful. Just really being mindful, same way.
Yeah, but so we got a chance to get out. Like, for example, the Monday that whole meal was done.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole meal was a goner, right, on the Monday, because we were gone. I think the Tuesday was also similar. Wednesday was the waste, because it was the day of the function that we had gone to.
Right.
So that meal was out, and then I went to get the I went to get the massage on the Wednesday.
Mm.
So I just grabbed something to eat right next door to the massage place, which was significantly cheaper than what they were doing at the hotel. Because the hotel, even though we had a half a meal plan, they still charged they still charge a certain amount of money, right?
Right.
They charge a certain amount of money for what we were. I see Dr. Bryant is on air. Dr. Bryant is on air here. Hey, Doc.
Hey,
I just passed by you. I was telling Andre I just passed by by the funeral home. Hey, Star Girl. Hey, everyone.
So,
Hey,
so
Empress.
definitely don't want to stay too long.
I
on
guess
the
she's not
vacation.
talking to me. She just said, "Hey, Andre." Hey, Dr. Frey. All right. Hey, Doc. Let's just first of all, happy birthday to your dad and your daughter.
Thank
A
you.
wonderful event on Sunday to celebrate their born on date. So that was pretty awesome. So congratulations to have a father and daughter having the same birthday. Empty pocket, but that's good. Trying
Thank
to get
you.
all my little junk out of the way because I'm not in the. I'm using my
It's funny. It's funny
Anyway.
you're caring about that. It's funny
and
you
a
care
vacation
about.
plan. That's what we were talking about before we got into the nitty gritty of the show.
It's funny you care about the junk on the side, but the whole time
Dr.
you're
Mike?
walking through and you see all of the stuff.
I can't hear you.
Can I hear me?
I hear you.
I hear you.
I'm saying it's funny how you're caring about the junk on the side, but the whole time you're walking through the house and everybody's seeing everything and all. So it's just like
It was in the dark, right? It was in the dark.
Yeah. So but yeah, man, I definitely think even as we talk about the traveling and perspective, let's look at even how what's going on in the political landscape and even perspectives across broad and what's happening to the people here and the perspective we have. So over the weekend, we know Biden stepped down, and then Kamala steps in. I guess in terms of significance, what's the significance? She's choosing. I guess she's interviewing people now for the vice president pick, right?
They're vetting to see who would be the best candidate.
Yeah, I mean, significance, thoughts. Her potential presidency. I see a poll that says Trump leading by 1%.
I didn't see that. I saw that she was leading the last couple of days. So you're reading the wrong poll.
No,
Well, I mean,
no.
polls.
I the polls I've seen says that Trump is still
Yeah.
the margin. Trump was leading Biden by about 8 to 9% within the margin, and with Kamala Harris, that lead is like 1 to 2% within the margin of error.
Okay.
But let me start off with some negative comment. All right, let me start off with that.
There we go.
I was having a conversation. Well, I want to start off with two things. One, ignorance and sexist behavior. And the same people who demonstrate sexist behavior are some of the same people who complain about racism. And somebody sent me something today, and I want to play it. I want to play it. It was in my group, one of my groups, and just let me know if you can hear it. Andre, you know what? I'll send it to you, and maybe you can play it on the air. And let me know if you can get it up, so we can come back to it, and I'll come back to this thought if you think that you can. If you think that you can get it up, right?
Those polls mislead to throw us off. I can agree.
Yes, Stargirl, I agree with you completely.
Right. Well, did you say don't watch? No, actually,
people assume Hillary was
going to win. Here's where polls are important. Polls are important based upon where the polling happens. So, polls can be skewed, right? If you ask 1,000 New Yorkers is different from asking 1,000 people from Ohio, right? Or 1,000 people from Texas. You get what I'm saying? Because it's the different kind of states that we're talking about. But if you ask 1,000 people from Florida, Pennsylvania is a little bit different because those are, what do you call those, swing states. So it plays a different role on that level. So I think, we need to, not that polls are not important, but polls can be skewed to protect what you need. I know it came into this group. What date is today? So I came into this group. I don't want to tell you about it until we play it, right? Until we play it, till I can get it. I can't find it, so I might have to actually talk about. Okay, so we had a meeting. Okay, I'm not sure where I got it from. Thought I got it from here. Anyway, so since I can't find it, I'll talk about it. The reality of the situation is that the people who are sexist or racist or whatever ist, ageist, are the same people, right? Who complain about the same ist or ism happening to them. So why am I saying this? So let me tell you about the video, and if I could find it still, Andre, at some point in break, I'll still send it to you so you know what I'm talking about, and then revisit it. The white man gets up, and it's a clip from a movie, and he's saying, we need to get rid of the blacks, the Negroes. We need to get rid of the immigrants. So they turn the camera to the black man, and he looks downtrodden, beaten. They turn the camera to this white guy, this American white guy. He's not black, he's not American, and he's not an immigrant. And the immigrant turns to him and he said, I can't believe he's saying this. The white guy looked at him and said, what's wrong with what he's saying? We should have a pure America. And then the guy goes, in his speech, we should get rid of the Freemasons and the Masons. The guy goes, oh, wait a minute. I'm a Mason. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, boom, he cared now, because now he's included. Bring it back to the statement. I said to the guy, he says Kamala Harris is not going to win. His exact words. I said, why not? He said, because she's a woman. I said, that's why she's not going to win? He said, yeah, America is not going to vote for a woman. You know what I asked him? What was my next question? Are you going to vote? He said, no.
You lost the argument there. You lost it right there.
That's my point.
But I mean, so if he said yes, he's going to vote, what would your next question be or statement?
Well, to me, it stopped at he's not going to vote. There's no point in continuing the conversation, because now it becomes his reasoning. He is perpetuating what he wants to happen.
Mm. So that's what I'm saying. Like, what if he continue on and
the next conversation would be, what are you doing to make it happen? Mm. What are you doing? Are you going to get up in every speech and go, she's not going to win? And make your words become action? Mm. Right? Or are you going to get up in every speech and say, what do we need to do to make her win? If she's the best candidate, in your opinion. Because some of you might still think Trump is the best candidate. I don't know. I'm not here to, what I like to tell people is when I talk, I like to give people the straight facts. This is what you're looking at, and you make your own decision. No, because, Andre, let's be honest, Dr. Bryant, let's be honest. Sometimes the fact stares you in the face and you ignore them. One of the things I love to tell my wife is your belief is stronger than your knowledge. Right? And it always is stronger than your knowledge.
You operate off of belief.
Yep, you operate off of belief, right? Not
because
just
you could get new information and you be like, nope, I don't agree with that. I have something.
Right, and stuff like that. Where do you want to start? That's where I started with Dr. Bryant. Where do you want to start? Or Andre?
Well, I was just thinking just now, come across something talking about electoral college and the requirement and all about them they voting for the person who won the popular votes. I'm thinking back even with Hillary Clinton and Trump and all that. And I just say, let me look this up. And apparently, I was reading up and it says, wait, let me see. It says here, and I guess some clarification. Where is it? Well, it was regarding the question that came across our statement is that are the electoral college required to vote for the person who won the popular votes for their state? And what I come across was that about 30 something states have I guess consequences for the electoral college who doesn't vote for the popular, whereas the others is like there isn't anything really. So I guess I don't know if you know, like, are they required? Are they required?
So requirement is a strong word, right? Requirement is a strong word. You will lose your seat if you do not vote, because remember, you are a representative of the people at the national level, right? And so a lot of times people are like, depending on your level of ignorance and knowledge, you debate the purpose of the electoral college, right? So let's start off with this. The electoral college, it's the state in the United States, right? That's why it's called the United States of America. In the United States, which is a republic, and the reason why the United States is a republic is because it's not a true democracy.
That's what I was,
right?
Yep.
But in addition to that, the United States is not a true country either. So what do I mean by that?
We have, I guess, North America.
No. In the United States.
Well, that's continent anyway. So.
Right. In the United States, the states are more powerful in many ways than the national country.
That's ironic to me. So oftentimes when you think about it.
Right. So the governor of a state has a lot of power in the state as an individual. So all 50 governors have more say in their state to a larger extent than the president of the United States. Because the governor has a say in how the money is spent that comes from the federal government. The governor has a state to say how taxes are raised, the laws for that state, right? Including voting.
Mm-hmm.
your driver's license, your abortion rights, schooling. All the federal government can do is, like, for example, in school, it can say children must have English. How the English is done is on the state, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the electoral college, because of the importance of the state, becomes make every state important in the union. If you go back to 2016's election, which is a good example, 2016 and 2020, I mean 2016 and 2000 in our recent year, in the last 24 years. In 2020, Al Gore won the popular vote.
2020.
I mean 2000.
Yeah.
In 2016, Hillary won the popular vote and they both lost. In America, there are more registered Democrat, ladies and gentlemen, than there are registered Republican. But the concepts of Democrat is the same nationally, right? Okay, is the same nationally. They're wishy-washy. They don't stick with their people. They're quick to throw them under the bus.
That's
Hey,
true.
England,
That
right?
is true.
Right? England and Jamaica, they don't elect the leader at all, right? It's the party with the largest number of representatives. The leader of that party becomes the leader of the country. Jamaica, any place that have a parliamentarian system. So what I want to explain is, when the founding fathers created the Electoral College, they wanted every state to play an important role in the election of the president. So it mattered that your state had 4 electoral votes, like Hawaii.
Yeah.
It mattered that your state had 32 electoral votes, like Texas, or 55 like California, 29 like New York, and 31 or 32 like Florida. It mattered. If you only go on popular votes, then a person who's running for president only need to address those states that have the larger population. If you think, that's why America is not in it. Yes, although it's a country made up of states. And I'm trying to explain that to a lot of people. So, like, let's say, for example, California, New York, Texas, and Florida, Pennsylvania, right, are the largest states in the union. Okay, we have 376 million people approximately in the United States, with about 180 million people eligible to vote, 200 million people eligible to vote in the United States. Okay? If you focus on New York, which has 22 million, California, which has about 50 million, Texas, which has about 30 million, Florida, which has about the same, as you focus in those states alone, you can come up with over 100 and something million people. So if you're running for office, Rhode Island wouldn't matter, Delaware wouldn't matter, Maryland wouldn't matter, right? And other small states wouldn't matter. So the Electoral Congress kind of make that adjustment for the popular vote so that everybody in America becomes important. In every state, the law is different in terms of the Electoral Congress. In some states, once you win the popular vote, Texas, New York, Florida, California, once you win the popular vote, Hawaii, I don't know all of them off the top of my head, but once you win a popular vote, you win the electoral vote. Some states like Nebraska, I know that one directly, that if you win the area that the congressional person is in, you win that electoral vote. So your vote is the primary popular vote is extremely important. So you can't just go back and say, oh, I don't need to vote for the electoral. Why do you think Mike Pence couldn't change the law? Remember, Donald Trump wanted him to override the vote of the popular people and made him president. Mm-hmm. And he couldn't do it. Right? That's why he's not choosing Mike Pence again, because he wanted to disobey the law, which, by the way, would have put Mike Pence in jail.
Yeah.
Mike Pence, like, I'm not going to jail for you.
Well, some other clowns would do it.
Yes. Some other, Rudy Giuliani would do it. So people have to understand the law before they start going around, oh, you know, your vote doesn't, yes, your vote counts. But this is why, so it's not in a blanket that the Electoral Congress elects the president. It's not in a blanket or in a vacuum. Both of them are significantly important. Why do you think Donald Trump wanted to overturn Georgia? Georgia has all of the votes going to Joe Biden, which caused him the election. Mm-hmm. So people have to know that. Virginia, when Barack Obama won in his first term, right? He took one of the Carolinas, I think it was North Carolina or maybe South Carolina, one of the Carolinas he took. Overwhelmingly, that shot the bejesus out of McCain, John McCain in 2008. Mm-hmm. And he blew Mitt Romney out of the water because he took a lot of these states. Whether you win the state by 1 vote, 200 votes, 1,000 votes, 1,000,000 votes, you get all of the electoral votes. So, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who keep reading these things that says Electoral Congress only, know the purpose of the Electoral Congress and know the purpose of your vote. Now, in a state, because it's one government, it's one vote. In a state, one government, one vote. It's not by counties. And every state, one vote, one governor. So there's no state that says you win by county. Every state is just like that. And it's the same thing here. If you vote and you win the state, you win the electoral votes for the presidency. In theory, Andre, you can have the electoral votes in some states not go the way of the people. In theory.
Okay. It's an interesting one, though. The states that don't have the requirement, it's just like a dangle.
That's the reason why I believe a requirement for presidency should be that govern a state. Oh, okay. So take away some of the rights of the governor. I don't think that would be a hard sell, Stargirl.
Hey, Stargirl.
Right. I think that would be a hard sell.
You know, some of the words and some of the saying that Donald Trump VP, the potential VP, stated several years ago is coming back to bite him.
Yes.
A couple of things.
Wait, can I say something before we go into JB Vance? I want to go back to Marlene's comment.
All from England?
All from England. The difference with England and the United States is that you could have, in the 3 branches of government, you could have different leadership. In a parliamentarian system, either the government screws up because they're in power, right? And then and in the parliamentarian system, That's why you have people lasting longer in government than you have in a republic type system, right? Because in a parliamentarian system, remember, like, okay, my city council person is Farrah Lewis in New York City. My state senator is Kevin Parker. My congressional person is Yvette Clarke, and borderline with Hakeem Jeffries. And my assembly person is Monique Chandler Waterman, right? Why am I telling you that? If one of those were supposed to be the MP, I know them very closely. So whereas I might think that Donald Trump is the worst president of the United States, if he was the prime minister, I will still vote for my MP. And that MP would then go for Donald Trump, if that makes sense, if she was a Republican. But in order for me to make that change in a parliamentarian system, I have to vote against my MP. In a republic, I could keep my MP and vote against the president. I could keep my MP and vote against the governor. I could keep my MP and vote against the senator. I could vote against anybody I want in a republic, right? So that makes it a little bit different. You were saying about J.D. Vance, Dr. Brian.
Couple of things. He several years ago he went on a show and spoke about single women, single childless women with cats.
Yeah, Cat Girls, 2021.
Yeah, it's so rude, so rude. Um,
Calling them
so
Cat Girls. Yeah.
yeah, it's just like, come on.
I mean, that's why Jennifer Aniston came out against him, because she had issues with childbirth and childbearing.
And then they put into place the 2025 agenda
Project 2025.
yes, against IVF and all these wonderful things. It's insensitive to females, insensitive to people who are trying to have children, insensitive. Many times people think, hey, I have a child, I'm good. But a lot of people suffer with all different types of issues, trying to have children, and to put limits or to regard people as, hey, single parents shouldn't have certain things, or people who are trying to get pregnant shouldn't do this, or if you have an abortion or whatever. There's a lot of stipulation, a lot of different things. No consideration if the person was raped or whatever. It's a no for abortion. It's no for whatever. So I love the fact when men decide that they know what's best and what's right for females when they're actually not a female.
I'm going to disagree with you a little bit. All right.
Go ahead, disagree all you want.
Let me just throw this in at the same time too, because I try to look up Project 2025 as well, and when I look at it, I said to myself, this is just a doubling down, because stuff like that, the stuff that they're doing is gonna hurt underprivileged, LGBT, and women, and especially women of color, people low income. So I was just looking through some things, and I was saying to myself, this is Republican thing from years even before to like, it's like a doubling down.
He wrote the forward, the JD whatever.
JD Vance.
What I'm saying is a doubling down now, So like I look at it and I was just like,
extreme.
The work that we've been doing now, it's like
we're going backwards.
We have to double down as well. But go ahead, Roderick.
I think when I think about certain issues, pro-life, pro-choice, I view it like I view the death penalty.
Mm-hmm.
And what does that mean? It means that I believe that the death penalty should exist. However, if I was a lawmaker, I would never sign into law the death penalty. Because taking one life which you cannot return is more valuable than taking away all of the guilty lives.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how much restitution you do to a family for killing their loved one, you can never bring back that loved one, especially one that was innocent. What do I mean? How do I come back to pro-life, pro-choice? I personally have certain issues with abortion and other types of communities, right? I personally have certain issues. A man could never have a child.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, if he's dating someone and that person decides they don't want to have a child, he has no choice. Secondly, on the flip side of that, if you want to have a child as a woman and your husband is barren or sterile or whatever the expression is, sterile, and he can't have a child, according to the you can't get a, you shouldn't get a divorce, right? You could keep the wedding, the matrimony, but you can't have a child, right? But you want a child. So, but then you took away my option of an in vitro of an IVF, right? You took away that option from me. Okay, so what are you trying to tell me? So the reason why I said I agree and disagree is that people have to remove their own personal biases from some of these decisions,
right,
that can affect somebody else's family. As an educator, some of these parents should not be parents. They shouldn't. I don't care. Anybody can write me back online and says, how dare me say that? And others can agree with me. Some parents they're abusive.
Of course, you're right.
To their children. Some of them physically hurt their children. They say things like, you're garbage, you shouldn't be here, blah, 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 blah. The psychological toll that you make on these children, you shouldn't be a parent. So how dare you tell me, right, that if I know already that I shouldn't be a parent because I know my mental state, how dare you tell me I have to be one? Right? That's why I'm saying it comes to my personal thought versus what's right for the country. And the second thing that we're talking about, Dr. Bryant, is and I started off the show like this before you got on, or no, or you might have gotten on. When do you realize that eventually they're going to get to you? When is that going to come? What movie did we watch? I think with Denzel Washington. And it reminds us that how did they control slaves? They beat up they killed the one that's most powerful to bring the others in line. So I'm gonna keep you at bay, and I'm gonna destroy everybody else. And you know what? When they destroy everybody else, the next person they're coming for is you. And what are you gonna do then? Because you didn't support anybody. You didn't. We're very famous for saying that. Oh, what did you do when I needed help? Right? You didn't help me. Why should I help you? So that's a big deal. What did JD Vance is low class, very insensitive. Firebomb him. Or firebomb him. Or fire for him. Right? You know what Trump did with JD Vance? And we're not talking about that. Ageism. Reverse ageism. JD Vance is 39 years old. He's 78. He chose one of the youngest.
Inexperience.
I'm not going to call him inexperienced, although I think you're right. One of the youngest senators.
Inexperience.
39 years old. barely able to, because in order to be president of the United States, you have to be minimum 36
first term. Mm-hmm.
to become his vice presidential mate. He's trying to say, if I were to go, our country will be led by a young man.
That has no clue.
I don't know. He has a clue. He got elected. I'm not going to say he has no clue. He has no clue from our Democratic.
Trump got elected too. And
remember, he won Ohio at 36 in a landslide. He just didn't win. He won Ohio. So you can't say he has no clue. He definitely had right wing's ear for 36 years old to be elected. So let's not, it's like somebody saying that Kamala, in one of my group, they said Kamala Harris was stupid.
Yeah.
Right. And I was trying to, I'm fair, right? I'm fair. I might not agree with your policy. That doesn't make you stupid. That you have no clue. I'm just not aligned with what you're saying. Because you're saying don't make no sense. And it will hurt people, especially people of color. Let's talk about this. Yes, go ahead, do that.
Footprints Cafes now offers Caribbean flatbreads, available in 11 mouth-watering flavors, including favorites like jerk chicken, curry chicken, honey garlic chicken or shrimp, ackee and saltfish, garlic cheese, and more. Our flatbreads are satisfying and can be enjoyed by the entire family. So make it a flatbread night at Footprints and enjoy the fusion of flavors. These flatbreads are so good, you might just have to fight for that last piece. Good thing there's plenty more where that came from. Get yours today from any of our Footprints locations. Want to enjoy your flatbread at home? Then order on Uber Eats and get it delivered right to your door. We'll see you there.
Call Howard Housing Solution today for all your real estate needs. Sellers, we can get top dollar for your home, and our vast network of professionals can facilitate your move and help you purchase your dream home in another state. Buyers, we have a pulse on the market and can get you in a home quickly. Property owners, we can manage your property efficiently and allow you peace of mind. So why wait? Call Howard Housing Solutions today at 646-825-5560 for your sale, purchase, or property management needs. Conveniently located in East New York, Brooklyn. You can come to us at 577 New Lots Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, or we can visit in the comfort of your home. Call Howard's Housing Solutions today at 646-825-5560. Howard Housing Solutions. Real estate simplified.
Want to get your personal income tax, business corporate tax, self-employment tax, quarterly tax, payroll tax, or sales tax filing done professionally?
Yeah.
Call U.S. Bear LLC 718-676-0519 and take the worry out of your personal and business life. Tax compliance issues should be left to the pros. So when you want your business to grow, call the pros because a successful business matters. U.S. Bear LLC also handles accounting, bookkeeping, business startups, consultation, real estate, and many more services. Call U.S. Bear LLC 718-676-0519 and ask for Howard DaCosta, CEO, to book a 1-hour evaluation at no cost to you. Take remote control of all your needs and U.S. Bear LLC will follow your lead. Want to work but don't have a social security number?
Yes!
Find out about getting a tax ID to pay your taxes. Call U.S. Bear LLC or log on to www.usbear.com. Team up for success.
Oh, we lost Andre. All right. So before we went to commercial, I just
Andre think he's cool. He think he's slick.
Yeah, send us a commercial and then get off the air, right? Look at him. The reality. So let's talk about who you think might be.
Karen wrote something. Parents have to be mindful of how they speak to their children to express or address an issue.
What do you mean by that, Karen? Well, we're aware, but is there something specific that you're talking about? Um, who do you think she's going to pick? I think let's make it an opinion, right? You have Josh Shapiro, you have Gavin Newsom of California, although it would make sense for him to,
I don't think she's gonna pick him.
right, because she's from California. I think she's going to pick somebody east and or south.
There's someone in Ohio too.
Who are you thinking about on high? You know, Kasich, or however you pronounce his name, although he's a Republican, has a lot of Democratic values. I thought Manchin would have been a good pick because he's from the Midwest. Well, not in the Midwest, but is West Virginia considered the Midwest? I don't know. Pretty close, right? It is towards the Midwest, but it would probably be the early stage of Midwest. He has a lot of Republican values as well. So, might not be a bad thing for her to think about it. I think she should. I do think she should pick a governor though, as a running mate. I think she should choose a governor. So Josh Shapiro from Pennsylvania is not a bad choice. She definitely need a white male. 100% need a white male. You have to choose. You cannot choose a woman. You will lose. You will lose because though I will vote.
So no Hillary?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
And why do people keep pushing Michelle Obama's name as though she would be a good? She's not interested in politics.
No, she would have been a good presidential candidate, but not a vice presidential candidate. Right?
She's not interested in that. A lot of people keep saying, "Oh, Michelle Obama, Michelle Obama." She's not interested in that. She wanted her life back a long time after they put her husband through all of that. Please.
Let me explain something to you, Joanne, in my belief. This is my opinion.
Okay.
When you get used to the life, you get used to the life. How much money do you think Michelle Obama and Barack Obama made after becoming president of the United States?
Yeah, but after that, the harassment and all of that.
What harassment are you talking about?
Racism, harassment.
That was there before she became president, first lady.
But even worse.
What are you talking about?
Even worse.
Michelle Obama, Barack Obama are living the life.
Okay.
Period. They can't go anywhere. They're protected 100% of the time. They have their own security detail. Anywhere they go, right? Anywhere they go. In other words, once he became the president of the United States, her life forever changed. Period. Once he became the senator out of Illinois, their lives forever changed. Period. And there's no going back. Once she was the senator's wife and she was a popular person before, there's no going back. So I'm not sure what life did she get back. Her life was forever different. Now, the things that might be different is like she doesn't need to travel as much politically. But she still got to travel to sell her books. How many books did they both write after he became president? About 3 or 4?
Yeah.
Okay. Their net worth, let me just check it out. But their net worth is over 50 million, if not over 100 million. Right? He was one of the poorest presidents in the history of the United States. Right? And then, so in other words, the point that I'm making is that she has made significant change. All right. so one right. So her net worth has tremendously increased. Her net worth at this present moment is $70 million, estimated.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, her husband's net worth, which is probably around the same, because I mean they're married. Um, it's close, right? It is going to be close because they're married. So so the point that I'm making is that regardless, she couldn't do anything. Um,
Okay.
right? Is regardless of what happens between the two, you think Michelle Obama can get up and walk down the street?
No.
Okay. So tell me what life-changing thing that would happen getting her life back.
All right, Roderick.
No, I'm just asking you a question because you're saying that she could get her life back. Why she doesn't want to run, right? And I'm saying that her life is not her own anymore. Yeah, you know what? I think right now, if Michelle Obama was in public and she pooted, right, you'll hear about it on the news. And you're like, we all do it. Why are you making a big deal about it? That's what I'm saying. Like, but as a the reason why I don't think she'll make a good, well, she wouldn't make a good vice presidential candidate because she has no leadership skills, right? And you need, along with the senator, you need somebody who who has governmental experience. Even though her husband was the president, you know, she was still just the first lady. She didn't make policies, right? Michelle Obama, Kamala is the vice president. She's part. She didn't make the policy, but she's part of the policies that they bounced off her. I want to talk about something that. Two things.
Go ahead.
2 weeks ago, before we took a vacation, I had sent in an article to the group. Dwight Jackson, right? Dwight Jackson is suing the hotel for racism.
Mm-hmm.
And which created an interesting case, right? Dwight Jackson is a black man,
Mm-hmm.
and he allegedly applied for a position
Okay. Yeah.
in Michigan, his home city and state.
And they didn't give it to him.
They didn't offer him an interview.
Mm-hmm.
They did not offer him an interview.
Why? That's because of his name.
He alleges because of his name.
Mm-hmm.
And here's why normally I would take these lawsuits as people trying to make money. But he changed his name to John Jabrowski. Sending pretty much the same resume, except for he adjusted the dates. And he got the interview.
Mm-hmm.
So what was wrong with Dwight Jackson? I would begin to question that too.
So
And then sometimes people say, and the reason why I bring it up is when they think about it, is racism really dead in America? Are we really blind in our eyes?
Absolutely not. It's more apparent now. You know, it was subtle before. I think after Trump took presidency, you know, people are bold. They're out strong. They're not afraid to show that they're racist. Look at the Supreme Court judge who in 2022 there was a party that was happening, and they text a group of teenagers to come to the party, and she wanted them to go. She even threatened to take their keys and then told the police officers and people to shoot them. And since she's a judge, she could get away with that. So New York State just recently found the video and are reviewing how she should be. This is a judge, a Supreme Court judge. So no, you could be in a role, a powerful role, and your bias and racism is still evident. So unfortunately, 1960s, there was laws setting up for racism. Now it's bold in your face. They're not afraid. No laws or whatever. It's not hidden. They don't care.
A lot of times people say that certain parties have done more to blacks than others or people of color. And speaking from a political perspective, sometimes people have to know their history.
Mm-hmm. That's why they want to remove Black history.
Yes, they do. If it was up to Donald Trump, Juneteenth will never become a holiday.
Mm-hmm.
All right, will never have become a holiday. Ladies and gentlemen, the Republicans, though they signed the Emancipation Proclamation, they only freed slaves and I've been saying this a number of times. They freed slaves in the territory of the United States of America that technically they did not govern. Because technically, when Abraham Lincoln became president in 1860, the South seceded from the Union and became its own sovereign nation. That's why there was a civil war to force them to come back. Abraham Lincoln did not want to free the slaves. So let's just be clear, as a republic, he did not. He only freed the slaves in the states that were not part of the Union. So if the state chose to not secede from the Union, they could have kept their slaves. Now, states like Maryland, right, eventually abolished slavery. But you could look up when Maryland abolished their slaves. It wasn't because of the Emancipation Proclamation. The second thing is, all right, they freed the slave, but left them out. So they didn't have an opportunity to advance. And when they got a little bit of an advancement, over the next, so the first black senator was elected, I think, in 1870 or 68. He served one term. He served one term, and then he was removed, right? Not removed, but was not reelected from office. And he was from the South, right? And they created Jim Crow laws, right? They created Jim Crow laws to ensure that blacks could not have voted. This is the Republican Party. And some Democratic members as well. So Hiram Revels was the first African American senator in the United States when he was elected in 1870. And after him, I'm trying to remember when the next one was elected, but he was elected in that year, and then after that they did not have another one elected for a number of years. Okay. And he was elected under the Republican Party. So the other part of history, so racism has always been prevalent, and it's not just in the South, it's also in the North. What happens is that the North was more subtle, and the South was more overt. Ladies and gentlemen, right? Blacks became more democratic, and the Democratic Party gained life after 1832, after Herbert Hoover destroyed the economy, right? When he was elected in 1928, and we went through the Great Depression, right? We went through the Great Depression of 1928 through 30. And he was president he got elected in 1928, and he served until 1933 when FDR beat him, right? And FDR beat him to become the 32nd president of the United States in 1932, right? What made that change was that FDR created the New Deal, and the New Deal offered many securities for the middle class, right? For the middle class. And that's what happened. And so people became democratic on both sides. It wasn't about racism or about black people or anything of the sort, right? It was not. It was 100% about the economic downfall of the United States under FDR. Joanne is like, oh my God, the information you give me is blowing my mind, right? And so, you know, in the 1950s through 1970s is when you have a lot of civil rights movement to give people a lot of power. Women of color, education separate but equal,
Right.
Roe v. Wade, the civil rights movement, get rid of Jim Crow laws, allowing blacks the right to vote. All of this was done under the Democratic Party, not under the Republican Party. So our right to vote didn't come from Republicans. It came from Democrats. So we have to be careful about that. Anyway, so there's people need to know their history a little bit. I've spoken about this on the show a lot, and I want to get your take on it, Dr. Bryant.
Let me hear.
Judges.
Okay.
A lot of people like to bring up the crime bill that was spearheaded because he was head of the committee by Joe Biden, not recognizing that Donald Trump appointed 90, I believe it's about 96 to 98% of his judges were white wing Republican, with the majority of them being males. A lot of blacks fail to understand that Donald Trump supports the police at 100%. And if you believe that the police can do no wrong, then at least he hasn't stated that. So, go ahead and talk. What do you think? What are your thoughts on the judges component?
I think that by Donald Trump putting all these judges in power or in place, he figured, hey, you know what? If they try to do something, I could get it tossed out, similar to what they're trying to do right now with the verdict that they have in New York State, to get the Supreme Court involved to toss out his verdict and not go towards sentencing. So I think it's interesting. I think him blocking Obama before he left office, him making sure that others, it wasn't him directly, but having that influence. He has a lot of influence. Blocking opportunities for presidents to actually make decisions was terrible. And then rushing to make a decision before Biden would have made a decision is terrible. Just putting his chess players in place. So and some of these judges you can't remove like that. That's the problem. That is the problem. So I think people need to be more aware, more involved. Like you always mention local politics, because that affects the bigger picture. So that's my 2 cents. And I agree with you, Karen. No Catwoman.
Exactly. Right. We talk about, you brought up the judge, and also we failed to Judge Judy, Judge Shapiro. When it's black on black, it's easy. When it's black on white, it's different. When it's white on white, the sentences are different. When it's white on blacks or black on black, the sentencing is different. Crime is a crime. And if you do a crime, I believe that you should do your time. No doubt about it. But things that people are criminalized for, if you believe that they should be criminalized for it, no problem. Something to think about. All right, something to think about. So I wanted people to think about, like, be armed, right? Be armed about your argument for either side of the aisle. Be armed. Know policies. Just don't talk about Kamala because you like her, or talk about.
Do your due diligence.
Do your due diligence. You need to know. I mean, one in my group, they called her stupid. I said earlier, the woman graduated top of her class, not the top. I'm not sure if it was the top, but top of her class at Stanford University. If you know anything about Stanford University, it's the Ivy League of the West. Because the Ivy League schools, there are only 8 of them, and all of them are on the East Coast, from here to Pennsylvania. And these are the first 8 universities in the United States. That's why they call it the Ivies. Right? Not that they're not schools in America that students are not, coming at them are not brilliant, but they're called the Ivy League for America, in America for a reason. The fact is that America needs to be careful. You want to get rid of African American studies in schools? You might be for it. But what happens if you're gay? What happens if you're Jewish? Oh, I'm not. I don't care about the African American studies, Africana studies. But what if you're okay with it, and then they get rid of Muslim studies?
Yeah.
And the Jews were okay with it. Now you got to get rid of the Holocaust because it didn't exist.
Mm. See, what's good for one,
right,
is for the other.
Let's get it right. They're not going to get rid of the hard one first. They're going to get rid of the one that everybody can pick on first.
Say that again.
LGBTQ might be the easiest one. Then come blacks. Then come Spanish brothers and sisters. Then the Jews. Then the Muslims. The Jews probably will be last. But if we don't stand up together, I don't care who you vote for, but you must stand up for equality.
That is true.
If you believe in trickle-down economics, I have no issues with you voting for Donald Trump. I personally believe that trickle-down economics did not work because it only benefited the rich.
Yeah, what they did to Michelle Obama was terrible.
I agree with you, Karen, but that's their job. And they're still doing it. Look, remember, Trump asked Donald Trump for his birth papers. Did we forget that? He wants to get rid of birthright citizenship.
Let me ask you a question, Benny Brutus. You said that Joe Biden's had some sense. He needed to step down. Donald Trump needs to step down too. So now if Donald Trump stepped down, who's going to be stepping up? That VP?
Well, here's my question to Brutus. I know he plays both sides of the fence. So my question is, Brutus, who do you want to win?
Who do you
can't have a country without a president. And if it's none of these, who do you want?
Huh?
Wait, aren't you the same woman who told me I should not be eating on air?
Yes, I needed some sugar right away. My sugar is low.
Since when are you diabetic?
I'm not. I'm sleepy.
I feel you. By the way, what is your father and daughter doing for their birthdays today?
Just celebrating at my parents' house, which I'm going to be going to after.
What are they celebrating? They're cooking black rice, chicken,
No.
What are they making? How comes Andre and I were not invited? I know John was.
What?
I know John was invited. We weren't invited.
How was John invited?
Because he's always invited and we're not.
That's a lie.
Andre, were you invited?
I think I came in at the wrong time, so let me just exit back.
I'm just saying, she's saying that her father and daughter are celebrating at her parents' house.
Mm.
And I'm like, we weren't invited, but I said John was.
I have no idea.
John was here, so he could defend himself because he was never invited. You're always invited to my house, Roger. What are you talking about?
I'm never invited to your house.
Oh, mommy, if you're listening to well, they're at my parents' house. That's where they are.
I heard you. I know your parents live, but
you're always invited over there.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
You have like an open door policy.
Oh, shoot! Before I forget, wait. Not only happy birthday to Mr. Pierre and Sade, but happy birthday to my friend Paula. Today was her birthday as well. And my friend Sharon, who celebrated her birthday yesterday. There was one more birthday on the 23rd, but I forgot it right now off the top of my head.
Condolences to Lovely.
Condolences to Lovely and the loss of her mom.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to shoot out there in the morning. Hopefully, I can.
Please do.
I know. Well, anyway, back to school is coming up. Latest parents start looking at sales for your for your kids.
Vacation. A quick
Huh?
last minute vacation. I need a last minute vacation.
Yeah, don't forget to get your vacations in for your kids. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to, I'm a firm believer. This is an opinion, but it's backed up by some level of facts. Memories are better in most cases than material things. Memories are better in most cases than material things. Although the material thing can be a memory, right? The point is, if you take your kids on vacation, like for example, Andrea and I were talking before you got on, Dr. Bryant, about his visit to Colombia and my visit to Thailand.
Mm-hmm.
I will bet you, as long as I live, everybody that went to Thailand with me, everybody that went to Colombia with him, will always have that memory.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I remember getting a pair of Jordans in 1986, but I have no idea
How you felt? Yeah.
of that memory walking around in a pair of Jordans. Like, I don't know how I felt.
Let me tell you, my kids will not let me live down when I fell in the Bermuda Triangle jet skiing. And they're like, oh my God, here's mommy jet skiing, and the jet ski flipped over. So they always think about that. Yes.
Exactly. So those memories are valued. So so make sure that you spend some time with memory. I want to make some plugs before we go. We have a couple minutes. One, August 30th, there'll be a back to school right here in Brooklyn. So if you live in Brooklyn, you want to get book bag, bring your kids out.
Where?
I don't have the address yet, but it is in Brooklyn, and it's on Friday, August 30th from 10 to 3.
Okay.
I'll have the meeting tomorrow, and then we can talk about it next week.
Okay.
Next week, Thursday, we have youth happening for the kids, for them to come out.
What does that mean?
The youth happening is a day of festivity.
Okay.
That the kids come out and they enjoy themselves. And, you know, they can perform, they can participate in arts, culture, game, things like that. They have some giveaway for the kids. And I would love to have Dr. Bryant come out and sing a song, although she won't do it.
What day is that? Thursday?
Oh,
what
please,
time?
you're gonna give us some excuse.
I work. You forget? I work.
Yeah. But you could sneak out of work for an hour and come and sing to the kids and leave and go back to work.
I'm sorry. I cannot do that. I cannot.
I know. Not that you cannot, is that you won't. We know.
No,
Andrea, have we ever invited Dr. Bryant to come sing?
My remote day is on certain
What?
So it is Thursday.
No, my remote day is not on Thursday. I had to switch my remote day to go to the funeral. I have birthday, funeral, everything happening today.
So switch your remote day next week too and come out.
I can't. My remote day is done.
Whatever. Right.
I don't know what he's talking about. He said I never come to his
No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. I say you never want to perform.
Perform.
Yeah, that's what I said. Perform. I didn't say that you
Ladies and gentlemen.
To say you wouldn't come is a lie. They're Metro cards for our young people from the mayor. That's coming up.
Thank you, Karen, for saying this. Our people have to enforce accountability when Black people's civilization is under attack. We must get more aggressive and outspoken, and that goes from all sides. You know, when you see Black on Black crime, you have to be outspoken for that, aggressive for that. When you see it happening, Black versus white or whatever, purple versus whatever, we have to be outspoken on every race, every dynamic, not just one way, but every way. If you see people attacking the elderly and it's not right, we have to get aggressive about that. If one nationality is being attacked over another, we have to get aggressive about that. We can't pick and choose what we're aggressive about. It needs to be equal across. So in that end, I'm done with my speech.
I appreciate that. All right, I appreciate you. Any vacation coming up for you guys? last second.
What happened?
Anybody
Anything?
Yeah.
Let me tell you
I
this.
was thinking of Costa Rica, but I might end up going later in the year.
Okay.
I have to find a quick vacation. I do. I'm tired, ladies and gentlemen. I'm tired. It's been an eventful year. Graduation, prom.
Make the decision. Make some sacrifice.
When does your son go off to school?
The end of August.
Okay. By the way, your daughter's speech was very nice. I love that candle idea that she did. That was a great idea.
Thank you.
And yours was the last candle. I thought you had been the first, but she gave you last. So.
Yo, that was scary because I was looking for a fire extinguisher. And we're dealing with what, high schoolers that like a little bit after middle. It's like I saw some of them kids come with the hair. And
like the hair's gonna catch on fire.
Oh my god! The carpet.
You know what your daughter's party taught me?
What is that?
That we need to teach our kids what the word formal means.
Oh. Yes. Oh yes. Reality.
Because I saw some dress in there, boy. I was like, my God. I was like, But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching, viewing, participating. And please don't forget to subscribe to the Village Radio Talk Show. I am Roderick Daly, your host. Joining me today is our co-hostess, Dr. Joanne Bryant, and our executive producer, Andre Doman. Saying what's up to our producer, Andre Willisey, and our host,
Andre Willisey.
Right. Andre Willisey or Sophia Willisey? Sophia Willisey. And our co-host, John Sampson, when he gets back on, as soon as he finishes up his learning, his PD, he'll be back on air. So God bless each and every one of you. Hopefully y'all can make it out next week, Thursday, at Youth Happening on Albany Avenue between Foster and Farragut. Bring your children, free lunch, free activity, 10 to 4, but basically 10 to 3. Right? And if they want to do a perform or sing, do let us know. Email the village at villageshow30@gmail.com. God bless each and every one of you. Have a great night. Enjoy your weekend.
Bonne nuit.
Bonne nuit.
Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Peace out.